Hello, everyone. My name is Dara Seward. Welcome to Soulful Zodiac. Let's focus our energy. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. If you would like a personal pool, please go to soulfulzodiac.com, and that's Zodiac with a K. Okay, so happy Veterans Day to all my vets. Also, happy 11/11 portal. You all, there are so many different, holidays, days. I try to keep up, but, you know, we will be using the Journey Tarot deck and the Night Wait Tarot deck. Okay. Let me see if I have anything else to say. I actually like this tarot deck because they actually have Pamela Coleman, who was the illustrator for the majority of the tarot decks and one of the oldest tarot decks that many people use, as the High Priestess. If you do not know about Pamela Coleman, please read up on her. I actually have some of her books. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. I have one of her books. So she did other things besides just tarot decks. But I really like that they pay homage to her in this deck. Okay. Alright. So let's do a quick temperature check for my vets, for my 11/11 portal. What is going on today? Okay. What is going on today? Guys. We're not starting off like that. I may actually take that card back. But Five of Wands is usually you feel like there's a battle, but in this particular deck, they are dancing. Okay, each person has their wand. They're not thinking about battling. They are trying to enjoy the day. Okay. And you have the Seven of Wands, which means that you could feel like there are things stacked up against you, but look at this lady face. She is not concerned. Okay. If you know that you're doing the right things, you just have to let people be who they are and keep moving towards your journey. Okay. Let's see what else. What else is going on for our 11/11 portal? Three of Wands. Some people could be trying to figure out what direction that they're going in, especially today. One of the things about the 11/11 portal is about alignment, okay? And so if you don't know what you're doing, or if you can't figure out your next steps, it can be confusing. It can feel like you're battling or you're in an uphill battle. And it could seem like you have all these things around you, but you may not know what direction to go in. Let's get one more, or a few more. These cards don't want to pop out. The Star. So you're realizing that in order for you to have true alignment, that you have to pour externally and pour internally at the same time. So you're realizing there is a fine line, there is a balance for you to be able to say, okay, I understand that I need to go out and get some sunshine, but I need, in the same amount of time, in the same amount of days, in the same amount of breath, to be able to stay inside, to look within, to be able to do not the research, but reflection on who you are. Just as much as you like being outside and outdoors and around friends, you have to take that same motivation, that same energy into finding yourself, discovering who you are, and making sure that you're, going around or going along the right path. Let's see. And I know sometimes it's difficult, especially for people who have families. Like, there's not a lot of me time, so you have to carve that time out. Some people, it's during when they work out. Everybody doesn't work out, so just find time, for yourself to be able to self-reflect each day. Say, okay, how did my day go? Could it have been better? What should I do? Okay. Yeah, these cards are just like, let's just take these last couple of cards. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse, meaning that, you know, once you take that time to reflect, once you start pouring outwardly and inwardly, you know, that worry, the anxiety, the stuff that keeps you up at night will kind of dissipate because you understand the importance of balancing yourself. And then we have the Ten of Swords. You know that you have to release and let go of childish ways, of lying to yourself, of pretending things that aren't real. You know, you have to, Ten of Swords, you have to dead those kind of links or branches, some people would say, that you know you need to cut off and say, those things are not good for me. You can't change how people view you or the things that they will say about you, but as long as you don't absorb those things, as long as you don't believe what critics are saying about you, that's all that matters. All right, I want to kind of put this all on one line. And we have the dogs barking in the back for confirmation. Isn't that sweet, you all? Yes, they are. You just have to learn how to not allow people and, you know, their ways, their feelings, their emotions to basically distract you from doing what is right, what you want to do. You know, people have their own motives, and that's not your problem, it's theirs. Okay. All right, so let's see here. We have the present in reverse. So some of you all could be worried about the past, the future, and not staying in the moment, the whisper. Are people talking about you silently? Are you the one whispering? Child, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, you know what I mean? You just have to be careful of people who gossip all the time, because when you start taking that microscope to them and say, okay, what have you actually accomplished in your life? I see that you're saying all these things, but what have you actually done in life? And they don't really have much to say. You have to wonder where you're getting your information from, you know? We'll take abundance. And so when you learn how to tune other people out, tune out their emotions, tune out their negative conversation, you will start having abundance. One thing that I saw, it was like a Jessica Simpson interview. I know, yeah, it was a while ago. And one thing she said, and she's a Cancer, one thing she said is that it's none of her business what other people think of her or say about her. And essentially what she's saying is that she can't concern herself with what other people think and feel, because you can't ever understand their motives, why they're saying the things that they are saying. That you have to just focus on what you're doing and how you move in order for you to have the abundance that you need. So at Soulful Zodiac, we do not concern ourselves with what other people are saying or doing, because everyone has a motive, everyone has a reason for why they choose to either speak positively or negatively. We can't get caught up in that. We can only do what's best for us. Okay? And what's best for us is best for the whole. Right? All right. Let's look. Let's see. Let's look at the journey for our 1111 portal for our siblings. Yeah, I saw some good cards. I could have pulled them, but I want to see what pops up out. Okay. Intuition. So we must follow our intuition. We must allow our intuition to be our guide. And sometimes people will say, well, I don't feel like my intuition is speaking. Well, your intuition is speaking, but are you really listening to it? Okay. A lot of times, we tend to think out of ego, and so our intuition becomes quieter and quieter because you refuse to listen. So if you start tuning in, once you start, I like that it's under the star actually, because one thing about the star, they follow their intuition because they understand the importance of external communication and internal communication. Okay, they know what to receive and also what to say, that doesn't sound right, let me figure out if it's this or that. Okay, they're able to discern what's truthful and what's not. Okay, let's see what else. And the dogs, they barked. Yes, they did. Highest self, right? So when you are able to listen to yourself, you are able to be at your highest self. And so when you don't allow people to distract you from what you're doing, when you don't allow people to try to invoke their emotions, invoke their view of you, you take away from your highest self. Okay. And so one of the things that we have to learn is to say, okay, this is my decision, this is my life, and this is how I want it to go. Okay. All right, I feel like we need to do a little, well, let's just do. Let's do one more. For our 1111 portal release, right? That's perfectly falling under the 10 of Swords, which is releasing too. We learn to release the things that do not serve us. We learn to release the people who choose to keep us in a stagnant energy. We choose to release anything that stops us from being fruitful. We can go on and on and on and on and on, but we will not. Talk to you soon.